this is a really kind of scary time within the DJ industry and the small business world. And what I would like to do in this little session here, just a quick little time, Jerry Bazata is with me. Jerry, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about what this whole economic stuff is going to mean for us as small business owners, and kind of give an update here as we're almost into second week of the world crashing around us.
Yeah, there's a number of things that are working very positively for small business owners, and that is number one, you have a number of states that are passing legislation that will allow small business owners to apply for unemployment insurance. So that's kind of putting some people at ease. The banking industry is aggressively looking at what they can do for small business owners, whether it's going to interest-only payments for a couple of months or actually deferring payments. Wow. And so, as many know, I work at a bank itself, large regional bank in New England, and we're reaching out to our customers and talking to them about seeing what they're looking at, and then trying to offer some guidance as to what we can do to try to help them out. More importantly is working with your clients. This is a big thing for the DJ industry. We're being faced with clients that are looking to rebook and possibly rebook at prime dates, which is not only going to affect our income now, but may affect our income in the future. So you have to kind of think through each situation and what you're doing proactively to work with your clients. The government has announced steps like giving every American some money. So everybody's working collectively out there together. It's going to take a couple of weeks to get this all in place, but I think in the end, everybody realizes the importance of small business and seeing them survive out in the marketplace. Now, what I'm really hoping is that a lot of people kind of step back and look at the situation, and we're seeing a couple of things. We're seeing business owners that have put away a war chest just in case this happened.
Right.
Now looking at how they're going to tap into it. There are small business owners that are saying, where can I redefine my business? What do I need to look at in my operating model? And then unfortunately, there's that group, and I hate to say it, that live from paycheck to paycheck. Some of them will not survive. Yeah. We know that. We know that they're just not going to have the wherewithal to make it over the hump. But those that do will walk away with some very, very valuable lessons from this. So you have the government, you have local municipalities, you have people that are realizing that this is unprecedented times, but I'm starting to see the responses out there. So if you have a loan on your business, contact your banker. Explain to them what your situation is. Have your financial information ready. Have an updated personal financial statement. Grab your year-end statements. They're going to ask you some hard-hitting questions. Are you going to survive this? What is your plan going forward? Be prepared to answer those questions, and then you will find that they will help you out. The one thing that most will not want to hear is this is not the time to be applying for credit. Because right now we're going to focus in on our existing clients and ensuring that they could meet their bills and so forth. If you do have to apply for credit, be prepared. They're going to ask you how you're going to come out of this. What is your plan for going forward? If you're looking for $5,000 or $10,000 out there, there's plenty of resources. But I also say at the same time too, don't fall victim to predatory lending, because they're going to rear their ugly head at some point, and that will just put you deeper in where you are. First step is contact your banker, have a conversation, see what that bank, wherever it is, a credit union, local community, national bank, all right? What's your rainy day fund? How do you want to tap into that? How do you want to spend it? And then more importantly, sit down, put a budget together. Okay. A lot of us are talking about we're losing revenue. Yeah. But when you put it on paper and you look at it in black and white, that's going to be a real significant difference for you. It's going to help you talk intelligently and accurately to the people that you need the assistance from. Lastly, SBA has come out with the disaster relief program. Go directly to the SBA. The rate is 2.95%. They'll walk you through the process. I know that is open up. Again, that's something else to look at, where they're offering the disaster relief programs. And certainly, I will give you my contact information. If anybody out there wants to reach out to me just to get some advice, I'm more than happy to kind of listen to you and do in that direction. And it's jerry.bazata@cambridgetrust.com.
Excellent. Jerry, let's look at what happens when when this event ends here in just hopefully a month or two. I've heard people talking, and I've heard this, and I didn't expect this word because we've been talking recession in our past videos and in our past time together. But I've heard somebody throw out the word inflation, and where would that thought be coming from?
Again, you're going to look at unemployment increasing. You're going to look at maybe some price pressure. Don't forget, factories aren't producing. Warehouses have been drained. So what's the consumer demand and what's the pent up demand for these products? You have Amazon that's not shipping right now other than medical supplies and essential items. So we are creatures of habit. We love to spend. We love to go out. We want to live where we've been. I hate to use the term. It's a New England term, but cabin fever.
Yes.
So some of the thought is those who have cash and disposable income and weather through this, they're going to be anxious. I mean, if you look at the average American, we go out to eat, twice a week?
Yep. Yes.
You're now asking us to remain in our homes and go back to the days of the prairie and learn how to cook. And it's funny to think about, but we need to laugh at this situation. We need to have some humor in our lives. And so now it's, where are we going to socialize? We've become very social people.
Yeah.
We had that pulled away from us. So yes, I've heard recession. I've heard inflation. I've heard stagnation. I think until we kind of get settled and we come out of these next couple of weeks, nobody knows for sure where we're going to be.
Yeah, that's I think the part of it is that the only thing I've been picking up is that you're getting different opinions from different experts on the different talk channels and such.
Yeah,
and it could go left, it could go right. It seems to be the only thing they know is it's going to go somewhere.
Yeah, and I was listening to a conference call yesterday afternoon, and nobody knows when they're going to wave the red flag that we're at the bottom of the market. I think the market's reactive to knowing that proactive steps are taking, that business is going to survive. Disney World is not going away. Busch Gardens is not going away. The hotel industry is not going away. We're all on a pause for a moment to get through this crisis so that we can go back to enjoying life. And business owners have to understand you're not going at this alone. I have talked to probably close to 45 business owners through the bank in the past 2 days. Mm-hmm. And all of them are not in panic mode, but we're very comfortable knowing that I was there to listen. And a lot of them are just saying, just get me through these 2 months and I'll be fine. Let me just pay you interest, or can I get a payment deferment for 2 months? And hey, we're going to survive this. I know I'm going to have to tap my savings. I know I'm going to have to tap my reserves. But when this does turn around, my first priority is replenishing those reserves so I don't have the stress and anxiety that I have today.
Jerry, let's take ourselves 6 months down the road. Everything has settled down. We're back as entertainers. We're back to doing our regular events. How should small business owners in October, November, December, whatever, once we're past this, what should they then put into place so that if something like this pops up again, they're going to survive it better than they did this time?
Okay, I'm going to go back to what I talked about at the DJ Expo.
Yes, yep.
Number one, and John, you were there. Number one, start putting together a war chest. Whether it's $100 from every gig, whether it's $50 from every gig, open an account, savings account, and that becomes your war chest. If you can build that up to 3 months worth of basic reserves, your mortgage, your utilities, and your food, okay, that will, number one, help you out. Number two, have some type of credit reserve in place. Don't wait until disaster strikes to realize that you don't have a small line of credit. I was talking to a good friend of mine, DJ, in the Rhode Island area. And I said, you have that one credit card? He goes, yeah, it's I never touched it. I said, find out what the balance transfer is. See if they're offering 0% interest for 1 year if you transfer a balance to it, and write a balance check. Now what you're doing is, even though you're paying that 4% balance transfer fee, you have 12 months worth of interest only payments. So if you take $10,000, it's going to be $400 you're paying, but you're really netting $9,600 interest free for 1 year. Now you kind of have that relief that you're able to do what you need to do. If we all get these checks that our president our POTUS is talking about, immediately take it. Maybe that's what you start your war chest with.
Right.
You kind of look at what it is. If you have to pick and choose between bills, make a phone call. Another DJ shared with me that they reached out to AT&T, explained they were a DJ, and AT&T said, fine, don't worry about the April payment. We'll roll April into May, and you can pay us in May when your wedding season starts to kick up again. So
Right.
having those conversations and making those phone calls, nobody's going to reach out to you. You've got to reach out to them. So, and again, just before we came online, one of my clients who has 9 restaurants reached out to me just before I came online with you. And he said, Jerry, I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure I want to do it, but I want to know that I have the option. And I said, yes, you do. And he said, give me a couple of days. Let's see how my staff works out. And then let's go from there. So again, a couple of things. October comes, put the small war chest aside. Look at putting that aside for yourself. Maybe you don't need to buy that $15,000 dance floor, although it'll generate income. Maybe it's time to kind of put that aside. Look at having some type of availability credit. Even if you don't use it, at least you know it's there for an emergency.
Yep.
And then I think the most important thing is what we're running across is don't spend future dollars today. I see on a lot of the boards, the DJs, I can't refund. I spent that deposit that they gave me a year ago.
Yes. Yep.
That can even be your war chest. Even if you can't save the deposits that you took last year in 2019 for 2020 events, that could have been your war chest today.
Certainly.
Yep, because we all know the deposits or the retainers are non-refundable. So now if you had booked 20 events and took $500 each, okay, what does that work out to? $2,000 or whatever. You have it now, $20,000.
Yeah.
Now have it aside. Sorry, my math is glowing my mind today.
You've done a lot today, a lot of numbers today. Yep.
Yeah, but that $20,000 that you took, now you can then put it towards putting and covering yourself because it is a non-refundable deposit. So.
Yeah, and just the peace of mind, the stress you're going to take off yourself by knowing that, hey, this happened. And instead of being fretting about it and worrying about something you can't control or fix on your own, you can say, hey, you know what? Oh, it's a little mini vacation. I'm going to go work on my music collection. I'm going to go scrub those, pieces of gear that I never would have cleaned.
The dust off the speakers from the beach wedding, right?
Exactly. I've never gotten, but I always keep thinking I need to, the washing the extension cords after they've had beer spilled on them, and you just never have gotten around to them. Not that that's happened.
Yeah.
I've heard it.
Yeah.
Great stuff, Jerry. That was some good ideas and good thoughts for where we are today and where we should be thinking about getting ourselves in a few months, hopefully.
Yeah. And John, again, I'm going to, for all those watching this, reach out to me on LinkedIn, reach out to me on Facebook. I'm glad to have a conversation with you and just kind of share what I know, and more than happy to kind of give some guidance and some thoughts.
Excellent. Excellent. You guys can go back in the video and get Jerry's information and reach out to him, and he'll give you some assistance in making sure tomorrow will be a little bit better in your business. Jerry, thanks for being on with me this morning.
You're welcome, John. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.